copies of last week's grocery list. Save yourself the headache and call Office Hub at 317-398-3070. Professional printing services that won't make you question your life choices.
Giant FM Country WSVX. We are very, very close to the kickoff of high school football season. On the 21st, it's been our opener for about 25 years. Shelbyville and Greensburg will kick things off. Look for pregame coverage at 6 on the 21st. And then we'll kick things off and get things underway with the 7 o'clock kick. Pirates and Golden Bears on the 21st. Wrapping up July with a chamber chat as we get things going here on a Friday morning. The executive director of the Shelby County Chamber of Commerce, Courtney Chappella. Good morning.
Good morning, Johnny. How are you?
It got warm again.
I'm counting down the days till school starts.
Not horribly hot, but it got warm again. See, school doesn't mean anything to me anymore.
You don't have any kids in school anymore, do you?
Well, I mean, college,
but that doesn't really count.
I'm going to ship him off, and then I'm off to write checks to people. So, no, I'm not as excited about sending people to school.
I have a middle schooler this year who has bought all kinds of crap for her locker. We have carpet for the bottom of her locker.
How big's the locker?
It's not, but the carpet is like not even 12 inches by 12 inches, but she had to have carpet for her locker.
What does she keep in there?
I've been told that after the first year she won't care. Like, this is like the first year thing, and then she's not going to care. So
she keep little people in there?
I don't know.
Interesting.
They have all kinds of things. You should go on Amazon and just look up locker accessories and see what comes up.
I had books, maybe basketball shoes.
Right.
That's about it. Okay. On to other things. Guest in studio,
Yes.
Who you got?
So this morning I have Letitia Idlewine from the MHP Foundation. Good morning.
Good morning. And I have to laugh. So I have a daughter who will be in 8th grade this year, and I remember the 6th grade locker.
Yes.
I remember the mirrors and all the pictures we had to get. And she wanted the carpet. I denied the carpet. I denied it.
Did you go hardwoods?
I went laminate. I went a little below that. No, just kidding. But now there is nothing that she wants in the locker.
Yeah.
Just so you know, it is the 6th grade year, and then it goes away. But I was the same way in my locker. To be honest, I don't think I used my locker. I think I shared with my friend because I didn't want to walk all the way down the hall.
Well, she goes to Morristown, so it's not like huge. So she's
Yes.
right there. But yes.
But I love that. But thank you guys for having me
Absolutely.
today. I appreciate it.
So for those who may not be familiar, can you tell us about MHP Foundation?
Yes. So at the MHP Foundation, we are here to support our hospital. We support our hospital whether it's through patient funding, whether it's through technology, education, or MHP community initiatives. So we help them with our patients in a way where we can help them with electricity, transportation, prescription assistance, and so on.
How and why was the foundation created?
So it was created in a way, again, to support our hospital, to support these community initiatives, to encourage charitable gifts, to encourage the support of our community. Because being that we have that support, we are able to help provide the means to our hospital where they can help in a way that is not patient front. So, for example, it helps free up their funds to help, maybe it's to put in a new AC unit, right? To help those who may be on Medicare or Medicaid, where we can help those patients on the other end to continue getting the services that they need at the hospital.
Perfect. Can you share a story or an example of a time that your support has made a meaningful difference for someone?
Absolutely. And I think, honestly, that is, in my job, so humbling because we get to do that all the time. Mm-hmm. So a story, and one that was the most recent one, is we were able to help a patient turn their electricity back on. And it was during a time of this heat, as we've been talking about this heat at the end of July. And so being able to turn their electricity back on, because they needed that, right? They needed to have that. They needed to be able to have that for oxygen and to be safe. And so because of that, we were able to help them in a way where they can continue getting the care at the hospital, but then be able to have the care that they needed at home.
That's amazing. So what are some of the programs or initiatives the foundation has also helped make possible over the years?
So we have so many, Courtney. So our biggest one is our charity care. So with this one, it's what we use to, whether it's transportation or it's to help with a rental or mortgage payment, or maybe it is for prescription assistance. So we have our charity care. But then we also have our wound care fund. So it helps those wound care patients. We have our nephrology fund. We have our oncology fund that helps oncology patients exactly the same way. Maybe it is for their utilities, or maybe it's for someone who needs a wig. We have our Major Women's Alliance, which is a big one. And for our Major Women's Alliance, that is made up of a group of 124 women in Shelbyville that help patients in a different way, whether it's for clothing for our emergency department, or maybe it's for the stuffed dogs that every pediatric patient gets when they come in for surgery, or maybe it's for bags for those that are in cardiology. So several different funds, but they all help our patients in many different ways.
Absolutely. So one of the biggest things happening right now is the hospital expansion and capital campaign.
Yes.
Tell us about this project.
And I'm
She's very
like
excited.
jumping in my seat. So this is now coming out and being revealed to the community. So we are kicking off and expanding Tomorrow's Care Today capital campaign. And it is because here we are, a rural, beautiful hospital in Shelbyville, Indiana, offering big city offerings. What we offer here, everything from our wound, nephrology, oncology, maternity. What we offer here is so much that we are expanding. What is amazing is that we have expanded our number of patients by over 100,000 in patient volumes since the hospital first opened its new doors of this new hospital in 2017. So because of that, we are growing at the seam, busting at the seams in the best way possible. So with this expansion, there is 4 areas that we are focusing on. One is our Renovo. So actually, even though our hospital was built a new facility in 2017, our Renovo building has not been touched since 2009. So we are getting ready to do a 30,000 square foot expansion on that.
I'm on the Patient and Family Advisory Council, so I've gotten to see a little behind the scenes, and it's going to be really cool.
It's going to be amazing. 2 stories, walk-in clinic.
Yes.
You know, on a personal story, I have a son who broke his arm a couple years ago, and I was the parent that waited a week to take him into the doctor. It's like, I'm not going to take him to the ER. I'm not going to make an appointment. He's fine. He's fine. My husband's also a provider at the hospital, so this is kind of embarrassing. But we were like, he's fine. Lo and behold, he did break his arm. Okay, we found out. We still were given a hard time about it. However, if we would have had a walk-in clinic, it would have been much easier to go in. So being able to have this walk-in clinic, being able to add these spaces for these providers to collaborate with physical therapists, with MAs, with all staff is going to be amazing. So that is the biggest piece, making it the Renovo Orthopedic Center of Excellence. So that's 1. 2, because of this, we need to also expand our surgery. We need to expand central sterile. And so that will go off the back of the hospital, also expanding our imaging, our radiology area, as well as our oncology. And for oncology, we will be expanding and increasing our infusion bays there. So it's kind of 4 areas of focus that we are focusing on, being able to expand to meet the needs of our patients today, but also to continue to meet them in the future.
Can you talk a little bit about, like, for instance, you mentioned maternity care, and some of the hospitals around us have gotten rid of those things. So we've grown in that way, getting some of those people.
Yes, and that is what's been amazing, is because of the leadership of our hospital. The board of directors, our hospital administration, we just continue to grow. And so as these areas are closing, it's not put a worry on our team because of our staff, because of the ways that we are able to help patients. And actually, we have been gaining some of those providers, which we're very excited. We're excited to welcome them here at Major Health Partners, and to just continue to grow our services for the community.
Being on the PFAC committee and hearing Ryan at like the SCDC meetings, you guys just keep adding providers. And really, we have some very unique providers for a community our size.
Yes, and we do, and the services we offer. And that's what's amazing, is because you're here, and whether it's in endocrinology, right, or it's in neurology, being able to have this and to grow these different areas, in mental health, for example, right? How much that area has grown and what we have seen in that growth, and knowing that MHP is not going anywhere. We're here to meet the needs of our community, and it is thanks to our leadership, thanks to our managers of the hospital, thanks to our team. I was in a meeting the other day, and we were talking about the longevity of our staff at MHP. And it's really because we put our patients first, right? We are here to meet the needs of our patients, and that's why we continue to expand and continue to grow. So with this capital campaign, I'm so excited. I am so excited because we're here as a foundation supporting our hospital. I was given a goal of $2.5 million to raise for this capital
There was
campaign.
a pause before the number.
There was, because I was a little nervous, right? And we've been in the quiet stages. It's not really been heard that we are doing this campaign yet. And I'm looking at the number. I want to make sure I get it right. We are so far, as we're still in these quiet stages, and now it's opening to the public, we are at 1,283,000.
That's amazing.
Pledged. Yes. And it is because the support that we have from our community, from our local businesses,
right,
from those involved in the product, that they know that, hey, MHP is doing good for this community.
Right.
MHP wants what's best for this community.
Perfect. So how will donor support enhance the new facility beyond those traditional funding?
Yeah, so with this, it is going directly to our capital fund.
Okay.
So for this fund, being able to build this beautiful, which you said you've seen, the pictures are, I wish I could show listeners right now the pictures. It's amazing. And, utilizing our doctor, so Dr. Geringer, who's a wonderful, Dr. Elliott, amazing, Dr. Jager, amazing. They've all been behind this as well for our Renova Orthopedic Center. It will be state of the art as you're driving down 74, being able to see. I mean, we already have a beautiful campus, seeing MHP, but with this Renovo piece. And so being able to have that, and then having our donor support for oncology, as well as our imaging and our surgery and central sterile. But so donor dollars will go to that. But we still have the options where our donors, if they're like, hey, we love that MHP is doing this, but we only want to support charity care.
Right.
We could definitely still have that. Or we only want to support to help the oncology patients directly, and so on. So we still have all these different options for our donors. But with the campaign, everyone who donates for the campaign will go directly towards this capital project.
You were talking about like them helping out with the facilities, and again, I know it's a little behind the scenes, but they actually got to kind of walk through what this is going to look like.
Yes, technology is amazing. Yeah. So they were able to have this blown up in this facility in Indianapolis, and they could walk through and
I think that is so cool.
It is so cool. I mean, I want to do that for something, right? Personally, but it's just amazing that they get to see that, and how they can go in and be like, okay, this patient room is too small, or in this room is too much for what we need, right? Or this is a great collaboration space for the providers, for their staff. And so I think them being able to have such a hands-on is just going to make it that much better for our patients, right? Because when our providers go into this, when our managers, Kelly White, who is the manager at at our orthopedic center, her being able to be a part of this and know from all different angles what works and what doesn't work, they can all come together, and all of their minds working together and filling up these toolkit with all these different tools. It's pretty amazing.
And they were really busting at the seams at Renovo.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I even, another story, because I like to pretend that I'm 18 and do everything with all of my athletes at practice, I actually re-injured my hamstring that I injured, I don't want to say my age, but, about 20 years ago. And so I was able to be in there firsthand and see that collaboration piece, and to see them working with physical therapists and the doctors, and to know what they needed, right? And they were busting at the seams, to see the minimum room space that they have per doctor. And now it's going to be so much better, and it's going to bring in, because they're bringing in more doctors, because providers want to come here, because Shelbyville is beautiful, and what we offer here, and they did not pay me to say that, but I love MHP, and I think their mission and what they believe they are definitely doing and following through with.
Absolutely. So what do you hope this expansion means for healthcare in Shelby County in the future?
I hope it shows our community that we do care, and we continue to care, and we're continuing to grow. And building this, something our hospital has done a great job as is shelf space, and also knowing, hey, we have this area because we know we may need to expand. When they built this campus or this hospital in 2017, they added areas because they were like, hey, we're going to get to the point where we're going to need to expand, and it happened sooner than we thought. Yeah. But I think it's going to show them that we care, because they do, and we do, and we want to continue growing with our community.
And I will never forget what year they opened, because I have a 9-year-old who my care changed from the old hospital to the new hospital right in the middle of my pregnancy. So I'll always remember that it was 2017.
And isn't it amazing that here it was 9 years ago, and you can walk in that facility, it still looks brand new.
Yeah.
It still looks brand new. The staff that they have, everybody from our EVS crew, cafe crew, right?
The gift shop is amazing.
Our gift shop. Everybody is all in there, and they want they want to keep MHP beautiful, right?
Absolutely.
They want to continue to provide the utmost 5-star care for our patients in our community.
Is there anything else you want to talk about about the expansion before we move on?
Oh, you open the door now.
Well, no, but you said something about the gift shop, which kind of goes into the expansion. So something big, which I think you were going to ask us later on, is different events. Something we do every year and we are known for is our style show. Mm-hmm. And so we have our annual style show that is coming up, and it is November 6th. So mark your calendars, ladies and gentlemen, because we've had more gents coming the past few years. But all of the funds raised at this go into the oncology piece of the expansion.
I've been a model in that style show before.
She has.
And that was so out of my comfort zone.
Courtney did. You did amazing. It was amazing. And and I'm glad you brought that up, because this year something we're doing is the models, because of the oncology piece and that going into our expansion. Every single model that we have this year is either a cancer survivor or they are walking for someone they've lost to cancer or has survived cancer.
That's amazing.
So we are adding that piece in, and then we're going to have speakers throughout the night that also are cancer survivors or maybe have lost someone, but they want to share their story and how much MHP Oncology, because that team over there, every single one of them has a heart of gold. And actually our department manager, Travis Reeves, if you don't know him, meet him. He is one of a kind in the best way. He's going to be the MC at this event. So having that oncology piece focus and having that for this expansion piece. And our groundbreaking is going to be happening soon. A lot of exciting things are happening as we piece this puzzle together for our expansion. I'm excited for the community to see what's in store.
Awesome. So let's talk a little bit more about your other giving clubs.
Yep.
So you have, and you kind of mentioned these earlier, but you have like the Acorn Club, Royal Oak Society. Can you explain those and why those are also so important?
Yes. And that is a great question, because we get that a lot. What is the Acorn? What is the Royal Oak Society, besides just it being about trees?
Right.
So our Acorn is our annual support. So they are individuals who give $100 or more a year in support of the foundation. So it is a continuous gift that they give every year. We also will send out newsletters to them, and also as well as they're about to all start receiving a letter about the campaign. So these are our loyal donors who give $100 a year, $100 to $999 a year. And then we have our Royal Oak Society. Those and our major business partners give $1,000 or more a year to support our hospital and the growth. And with all of these donors, that they can decide, hey, I want to support your prescription assistance, or I want to support the oncology fund or wound care, or so on. So they can decide. And then with all of these, not only are they a part of different events that we have, but they are just loyal supporters of the hospital. So we make sure that we, whether it's on social media or in our annual report or getting invited to our different donor appreciation gifts, it's important to us that they are honored, because they are honoring us by supporting our hospital on a continuous basis.
Right.
So it's pretty wonderful.
What is the Major Legacy Society?
That's a great question. So that is a group of individuals who leave the hospital in their will or in their estate. And so we have several individuals in the community that the hospital has been very important to them. And so they have came to us and said, hey, I would really like to leave the hospital as a part, within our estate or within our will. And so then that is something that we know will be a gift in the future. So we have a few right now that have been a big piece. I know we have our McCorkle Fund or our McFadden Fund of two individuals who did do that. And so one in particular goes towards, every year a certain percentage goes into oncology to help those patients, and then another percentage goes into cardiology to help those patients.
What would you say to someone who thinks that they need to make a big gift to make a difference?
I would say thank you for first off, but I think a big thing is no gift is too small, or if that makes sense. And I say that because I get that question. I get, I feel like it's not enough. And I'm like, no, this is. What is meaningful to you is meaningful to us. Right. Because no matter what it is, whether it's $1 a year, $100 or more, $1,000 a year, you are making a difference to these patients, right? But if they want to get a big gift, to give and generously give a big gift, it's very important to me that they are recognized. Mm-hmm. Whether that be where their name is put up in the hospital, right? Or it's a room naming right, or we start a fund that is just for them. I recently had a donor reach out that asked if they could start a fund for their family name in support of adolescents who need more support at home, whether that's food, whether that's school supplies, whether that's gifts at Christmas. Right. And so I'm kind of in the process of getting all of that set up. But Shelbyville has a heart of gold. Every single person that I've met here, and I know I've only been here now, it's coming up on 5 years, but what I have seen from this community and this heart, that we do get those questions, right? We want to make a gift. But if it's that, if it is a very significant gift like that, it is something we need to make sure taxes, and we follow all the proper steps as well for their gift.
And you guys work well with other organizations that receive, like the Blue River Foundation.
Yes.
I'm not sure if you work with Scuffy, but we have all of those community organizations that our community is supporting.
Oh my gosh!
And still, everybody's hitting their goals.
Absolutely. I want to give a kudos to the Blue River Community Foundation. That team there, Jennifer Jones, Jordan England, Laura Lant, they are phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Shelbyville is very fortunate to have the Blue River Community Foundation, and they are very supportive of so many organizations. I know that Jennifer firsthand has given me great advice for our capital campaign, has helped make different connections for me, has supported us, and we also support them. I am on a grants committee there, and if there is a fund that we feel, this is great for the hospital to also be a part of, then we do. We help financially support that as well. And I think that just shows even the collaboration piece in the community, because at the end of the day, we all want what's best for the community. And I think that at the center of that, our Blue River Community Foundation does a great job.
Absolutely. So you touched on the Alliance, the style show.
Yes.
You also have the Healing Hustle that you help support. Can you talk about that?
Can I get all excited because these are so great? So so coming up in a couple months, here we are getting ready to hit August, but next month in September, we have our Healing Hustle, September 19th. This will be the 6th annual Healing Hustle. And so on that Saturday morning, having a family fun walk run, and then as well as a kid-friendly, kid-only short run around the YMCA. But all of the funds from this go to support our wound center. So helping those patients, again, and it may be, a bandage for them, or it may be transportation to get them to appointments, but having that support and this wound care team that we have, they are all about it. We've had them
on the air before talking about some of their success stories.
And it's been wonderful. We have patients that come to our wound center that have left some pretty big wound centers in the state to come here. And after being told, we will not be able to heal this wound, and then they come here and they're told, we will heal this wound, and they do exactly just that. And so being able to have that Healing Hustle and knowing it's the 6th year and every year just gets better and better. And so kudos to our wound team on such a successful race every year.
Absolutely. So what are some of your favorite foundation events or things that you're involved in?
So for one, is our Major Angel. So if you follow us on our social media page, we are able to award our staff with a Major Angel charm. And so this is where they are honestly honored by patients. Sometimes they're honored by staff for a job well done. We have patients who come into the hospital that just came in for something they didn't want to come into, but we had a staff member who just made their day, right? Or we had someone who cared for a family member. Maybe somebody came in and lost their mother, but they wanted to recognize the 10 staff that took care of them. So I love being able to. It is one of my favorite parts of the day. Do you just get
to pop in and surprise them?
I do. And they have no idea.
Publishers Clearinghouse.
Yes, I do.
When you do awards for the gala, I feel that so much. It's a lot of fun.
And I walk in, and now that they know me, they're like, "Oh, why are you here?" And I'm like, "Guess what?" And it's because our staff deserve to be recognized. To be honest, I wish they all could get recognized, because there's some staff who work night shift, right? And so they, those hours that they might not get recognized as much as they should, but we see EVS get recognized, our cafe, right? Managers. It's wonderful, and it's wonderful that it gives our patients a chance to say thank you. Thank you for the care that you gave me. And our staff also loves to hear that, because sometimes it's hard, right? They see patients in their most crucial moments, right? Maybe not in their best moments too at times, but they give it their all the time. And when we can recognize them, it's pretty awesome. So I love that. I love being able to get ready for the style show.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And this year, with it being everything for oncology, supporting that team and supporting that cause and supporting the hospital expansion at the same time.
Absolutely. So speaking of employees, the MHP Giving Tree.
Yes.
Can you talk about that?
And she keeps seeing me moving my seat.
She's just got a smile this whole time.
I'm so excited. So we have an employee campaign that we do every single year. So this employee campaign, and I love it. It is the 1 week of the year where my CEO says, okay, Tisha, during these 2 lunch hours, you can dress the part of the theme. He knows I get overly excited. I send emails out that have way too many exclamation points, but I get very excited. And so it is a week where we get to celebrate our employees. Again, we are very fortunate here. Over half of our employees are part of this giving tree. So they get to give back to an organization that means so much to them. And so in June, so last month, we had our employee campaign, and so it had to do with expanding care, expanding impact to go along with our expansion piece. So it was a construction theme. So we did everything from hiding construction trucks around the hospital. If they found them, which I had people that were sending me emails, messages like, can you give me a hint? I was like, no, I cannot give you a hint. And they got to turn it in for a gift card to get Duncan. So that was exciting. We had a replica building competition where they could build a replica hospital.
Oh, that's fun.
We had one made out of fake money. We had some made out of beans. Some made out of cans. It was awesome. So then our patients could be a part of it too. So they would come in and they could donate. So every dollar they donated was a vote. So we had our nephrology center won. Theirs was, it was something that could have been submitted to the fair for it was perfect. So they won by over 230 some votes. But it was wonderful to have that. And then every single day, once an employee either joined the giving tree or increased their gift, we had this mock brick wall in our cafeteria. So we would put their name on a brick and they were helping us build a wall. And so from that week, we gained 111 new or increased gifts from our employees. And now our annual giving from our employees is over $117,000.
That's amazing.
And being able to have that and support. And actually, so I'm showing her, and I'm so sorry you guys can't see, but we have a themed pin. And so this pin was last year's, and as you can see, the one for this year, because we actually just passed them out yesterday to staff. And so the theme last year, because we were dancing through the decades, it's a record player. But this year,
I remember talking about you getting to dress up for that one.
Oh, it was awesome. And so this year for the construction theme, as you can see, it's a construction hat. So they all were handed these out yesterday. And so it's on their badge that they can wear proudly that they are a donor and we're a part of our Expanding Care, Expanding Impact 2026 employee campaign.
That's awesome. So beyond the expansion, what are the foundation's biggest priorities over the next few years?
So number one for sure is definitely the expansion. Right. So I think that is a huge piece, but also it's continuing to help the hospital where we can with charity care, because even though we're doing this expansion piece in this capital campaign, we still are continuing to do our care for our charity care. We're still wanting to make sure our patients receive the best care in and out of the hospital. And so that doesn't change. Our Major Angels doesn't change. Making sure that we are supporting our team, making sure that we are supporting our providers, supporting our patients, supporting our community, continuing those relationships with the Blue River Community Foundation, with Girls Inc., Boys and Girls Club, Scuffy, the Chamber. All of that still plays very important roles in what we do.
Absolutely. So if there's one thing you'd like our listeners to remember about the MHP Foundation, what would it be?
I want it to be for everyone to know that we care, right? Even though we are a chain of the hospital, we want what's best for our community. We are here to support our community. We're here to support our patients, work with our community, work with our patients. And at the end of the day, we want to do what's best for everybody.
Absolutely. So if someone wants to support the foundation through donation, an event, or do volunteering, how can they get a hold of you?
So you can honestly email me, lidlewine@majorhospital.org, but the best way is visit our website, www.mhp.org/foundation. And if you go there and you scroll down, you will see everything from Style Show, Healing Hustle, so on. But if you click at the top, there is this amazing picture. It's actually of our very own Dr. Stevens, and it says donate now, and it will take you to our capital campaign information.
Perfect. Thank you for being on air this morning.
Thank you guys so much.